Give it a try, Zoe. By Sarah Albee, illustrated by Tom Breening. For the 10th time that day, Zoe picked it up her brand new baseball glove and sniffed it. The smell reminded her of a new pair of shoes. She practices putting on her baseball cap all different ways. Look at me, she said to the monster in the poster over her bed. I get to wear a uniform just like you do. I'm going to play t-ball. Her father came to her door. Zoe, your coach, Mr. Hinman, just phoned it. Your first practice is tomorrow evening. Hooray, yelled Zoe. Your friends are your friends are outside playing now. Why don't you join them? Her father suggested. Zoe grabbed her new glove and hurried outside. Look, Zoe, called Elmo. Elmo can catch a ball. That's great, Elmo. Zoe called it back. Hey, Zoe, catch, shouted Bert. He threw a ball to her and rolled it to her feet, and she picked it up and threw it back. Oops, sorry, Bert, she said, watching it sail past him. Big Bird and Prairie Dawn were having batting practice. Hi, Zoe, Big Bird greeted her. We're trying to bunt. Want to try? We'll field for you. Zoe stepped up to the tee. She wasn't sure what a bunt was. So she just closed her eyes and swung as hard as she could. Then she opened her eyes. Big Bird and Prairie Dawn hadn't moved. Neither had the ball. This is hard, said Zoe. Maybe I'll try again later. Okay, Zoe, called Big Bird, and Prairie waved it goodbye. Zoe went home. The next day, after Zoe had come home from school, she sat down to eat her lunch. I don't think I can play t-ball today, she said. We did so much cutting and pasting in school that I feel too tired. Zoe's mother and father looked at each other. Then they looked at Zoe. Why don't we see how you feel later this afternoon? Her mother suggested. Zoe ate her lunch quietly. Practice starts soon, honey, Zoe's father said later. I don't want to go, Zoe replied miserably. Why not, honey? Her father asked. I'm terrible at t-ball, Zoe wailed. Plus, I don't even exactly know how to play. Everyone will laugh at me. Zoe, her father said gently. It's okay to feel scared about trying something new, but remember, your friends are new at this too. They're probably feeling a little nervous right now, just as you are. It doesn't matter how well you play. What's important is learning to try new things. Zoe picked up her new glove and gave it a tiny sniff. She didn't say anything. Your mommy and I will be there to watch you, and will help you if you need anything, he said. I know you can do this, and it could be fun. Okay, said Zoe, I'll go, but I'm just going to watch. When Zoe and her parents arrived at the baseball field, they were greeted by a big monster holding a clipboard. You must be Zoe, he said. Hi, Mr. Hinman, but you could call me Coach Dave. Welcome to the first practice of the Sesame Sluggers. Zoe hid behind her father. Zoe may just watch for a little bit until she feels more comfortable, he said. No problem, Zoe, said Coach Dave. You can sit on the bench and encourage your teammates. Some of them are a little nervous about their first practice. You know, T-ball can be hard when you first try playing. Coach Dave was showing the team how to play the outfield. He hit a ball high into the air. I got it, yelled Bert. Boing! The ball bounced off Bert's head and rolled it away. Oops, he said. Then Coach Dave began to hit gentle grounders to the players. As one rolled it to a stop, Elmo, Prairie Dawn, and Ernie all piled on top of it. Good stop, yelled Zoe. The next ball sailed it out to Grover, who was standing in the outfield. I got it, yelled Grover, running toward the ball, but then he tripped it over his own feet. Oh dear, he said. Nice try, Grover, called Zoe. Coach Dave looked at her and smiled. That's what I called good sportsmanship, Zoe, he said. Why don't you go on out there and join your teammates? Zoe smiled back. She grabbed her glove and hurried onto the field. Practice continued. Prairie Dawn fell down in a puddle. Ernie forgot where first base was. Big Bird watched the ball roll between his feet. Zoe tried to stop a grounder, but it rolled right up her arms and bunked at her chin. But they all kept practicing. Later, Bert hit the ball all the way to the pitcher's mound, and Prairie Dawn caught a pop fly. Hooray, yelled their teammates. All right, called Coach Dave. Come on in, everyone. You all did a great job for our first practice, the coach said. It's hard to try something new, and we still have a lot more to learn. He smiled at the team, but the best part of today is that you all tried and you encourage each other to do well. That's what being a good teammate is all about. He looked over at Zoe and smiled again. Yeah, plus we had fun, said Zoe. When's our next practice, Coach Dave? The end.